Hello and welcome, beloved, to the Dr. Mumbi Show. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are well in all your ways and that you are living, or at least moving into living your best life. We're seeing the entire world kind of opening up, from the pandemic. Africa hasn't caught up, numbers still rising in certain African countries, and, presidents still trying to put in some quarantine when the whole world is like, yo, it's summer, we want to get out. But of course, the world has now been consumed by the George Floyd protests that have, captured the imagination of many young people across the world. We saw protests in Peckham, in London, massive, massive protests, as well as across the divided states. And, many of the leaders in the divided states, the real ones, the ones who will tell you the truth, are saying, they are trying to trigger martial law. And so now the citizenry is going to be for civil law, martial law. That's what some people are saying, but those are stories for other days now. We told you a couple of days ago how the African Union did respond to, the George Floyd killings, calling it a murder and calling out the divided states. Then we saw the U.S. embassies in a very rare move, I think the first time ever, releasing a statement saying that, they were shocked by the George Floyd killings, blah, 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 and they were doing an investigation, something that has never been done before. But a lot of political analysts saying that it was like they were trying to preempt what would happen across Africa. But I kept saying, where are the African presidents? We want to hear from you. Well, Nana Akufo-Addo, the president of Ghana, shout out. What? This is amazing. He has actually released a statement, becoming the first African president that we know of. We don't know if these stories have been hidden or, because we also don't control a lot of the media. So a lot of our stories get buried, in the agenda of the New World Order. But Nana Akufo-Addo has released a statement. I'm like, yes, thank you. It's embarrassing for all of us Africans waiting for our presidents to speak out. Well, and, none of us have gone to the streets to protest, but it's because we suffer crazy police brutality here in our own countries. Maybe that's why our presidents aren't, commenting. But those are stories for other days. Let me just tell you what Nana Akufo-Addo said. He actually released this statement. I don't know if he released it on his Twitter account, but he released it on Instagram. And he said, black people the world over are shocked and distraught by the killing of an unarmed black man, George Floyd, by a white police officer in the United States. It carried with it all too painful, familiar, and an ugly reminder. It cannot be right that in the 21st century, the divided states, this great bastion, really, of democracy, really, continues to grapple with the problem of systematic racism. Then he went on to say, on behalf of the people of Ghana, I express my deep condolences to the family and loved ones of the late George Floyd. And then he ended his statement. This is the part I love, where he said, we stand with our kith and kin. Kith and kin in America. So we ain't standing in America, you know what I mean? This is awesome. We stand with our kith and kin in America in these difficult and trying times, and we hope that the unfortunate tragic death of George Floyd will inspire a lasting change in how America confronts head on the problems of hate and racism. We stand with our kith and kin. I love it. And then he also posted another picture, Justice for Floyd. This is amazing. I'm hoping, our very own President Uhuru Kenyatta will actually, say something. Come on, Rwanda, Kagame, say something. Somebody say something, you know what I mean? Anyway, thank you so much for subscribing to both channels. It's already, it's a working day here in Nairobi. Thanks so much for everyone that has subscribed to the channel. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Go ahead and like and share as well, fam. Let's meet in the comments below. Let me know, what do you think of Akufo-Addo's statement? I don't know if he made it publicly. If he did, my editors will definitely add it to the end of this, of this episode. If not, do you think what do you think? Should other presidents follow suit? We know that African presidents love the copy paste. So we're hoping that they, copy paste this right here. Anyway, for our African American brothers and sisters, just know, tuko pamoja. Hello and welcome to Africa Watch on the Dr. Mumbi Show. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How are you doing? How's everything going? I hope you're well wherever you are. Thanks to every single person that has subscribed to the show. Thanks to every single person that has supported us to our PayPal. And thanks to everyone who has reached out, who would like to link up with us when we're in America next month. Don't forget to email my publicist. I have a publicist. It's so cool. Anyway, guys, I'm in Africa, man. Some of these things are quite advanced for us. Anyway, I'm joking. Don't forget to contact my publicist, Kellen. You can see his email down there, Kellen@colemanprfirm.com for any bookings. Now, today I want to talk about Ghana. Ghana, I'm actually now quite puzzled about where Ghana stands in terms of this whole African unity vibe, in terms of this whole building bridges vibe, because one minute he's doing something that's totally, inviting African Americans back, having this 2019 year of return, and then the next minute it almost seems like he's selling out to the globalists. And I'm really seriously and honestly confused. So what happened is last week Ghana joined La Francophonie, which is basically the Francophone Commonwealth. So all the former colonies of France and all the French-speaking countries are basically under this umbrella body. There's 84 member countries, and they trade together and they do all these things, and French is kind of in charge of them. And Ghana has actually been an associate member since 2016, which was the 11th Francophonie Summit. But in the 5th Financial Times Summit, which would happen during the 17th Francophonie Summit in Armenia, the president, Akufo Addo, spoke in impeccable French, like fluent, flowing. I didn't even know he could speak French like that. He actually said that Ghana would actually become part of the Francophonie, and Ghana now becomes one of the few, the small minority of nations that are part of both the Francophonie and the Commonwealth. And here we are in Kenya, we're crying for us to leave the Commonwealth because it's basically like former colonies, and it's basically like British Empire 2.0. And I've talked about this so much. This gets me so emotional. I've talked about this so much on this show about how the former French colonies on the African continent pay $400 billion or 400 billion euros, tons of money, beaucoup argent. Yeah, I speak French. Not as well as Akufo Addo, president of Ghana. But anyway, they pay tons of money to France every single year. And not only that, but they're basically neo-colonial. They're neo-colonies of France. So is France about to colonize Ghana? Why would you join? Why would Ghana join the Francophonie? I really don't get it. And, of course, Akufo Addo, he held this press conference and he said it was a big boost to Ghana because it would help them to address the mutual concerns of, Ghana and the neighboring French-speaking nations. And, he promised to promote the language in Ghana. But basically, one of the things he was saying is that Ghana is bordered to the north, east, and west by French-speaking countries. And then on the south, they have the Gulf of Guinea. And so they're also part of the ECOWAS, which is basically the West African Economic Association, similar to an EU, like a mini EU, but for West Africa. And the main language there is French because most of the West African nations are French speaking. So he said that his goal, like his dream, is to live in a bilingual Ghana where both French and English was spoken. And he basically even signed a language pact, although this happened in May 2018, but he signed a language pact to have French be taught in schools and become like one of the main languages in Ghana. No, we're trying to move away from colonial languages. This guy is taking us back in. So it makes me start to question, is this Ghanaian president a French puppet? Is he an EU puppet? What's his deal for real, for real?